Hi there, it's Kathy. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the Late Boomer. This is where I hope you're inspired to redesign your space and maybe even redefine your life at any age. Today I was going to bring you part 2 of the romantic, moody master bedroom makeover by painting the walls one of these lovely rich green colors. But I kind of overpromised and underdelivered in that department. But I did finish all the molding, and now I'm in the process of caulking around all the miles and miles of molding that's in this room. So that's taking a little extra time. I suggested to Mr. Boomer that maybe we didn't need a television in this room, and to my surprise, he agreed. So we removed the television that was above the dresser, and now we have a big hole we have to patch, as well as some holes where the curtain rods were. So I had to pull those plugs out and patch those holes. And once those are patched and dried and sanded, then we'll be ready to paint. So we'll call today's episode 1.5, and I'll show you all that we've done so far. And we'll take a look at the nightstands that are completely a different color, but the same style, and how we're going to make them coordinate with this beautiful dresser that I found on Marketplace to replace the dresser that we had in here. And then I'd like your opinion on some hardware for the closet doors. So let's get started with that.
We got nowhere to be, just a slow dance with the summer heat. The world outside can't wait a few. Your hair's a mess, but you don't mind. You just laugh, let it fall where it lies. Coffee's cold, but we take a sip, talk about nothing, let the morning slip. Oh, it feels like that, like the summer rain that falls so slowly on the naked skin upon your back. Oh, it feels like that, like a love song on a worn out track. Yeah, it feels like that. Feels like that. Yeah, it feels like that. Na 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 na. Feels like that.
It was always a very messy caulker. If you just cut a small hole at an angle, just enough to get the product out, and then just move slowly along the line. And this is a pretty deep gap here, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit more in there. And take your finger and just smooth it along. Let me show you where we are now. We've got all the molding up and caulked. Oh my gosh, that took like 4 hours and 3 tubes of caulking, but we did it. All around there. Here's the doors, closet doors, and all the way through. And you remember what we did with the window, put the casing around the window, and let me show you what I did above the doors as well. I kept on the regular casing and I just sliced off the top so it was straight and put the same kind of header above that. And you can see on the side here, we have one, let's call it a 1x6, sandwiched in between these two, one by, or like a half inch, maybe they call it a one by, I don't know, a 1x2, and then topped it off with a 1x3. It gives it a nice little crown on top. Let me show you what we did to this hollow core door. We took strips of 1/4 inch luan and glued and caulked it to the inside of this door to give it a little bulk. And then it will actually match this door. This is a newer door over here. Oh, let me show you what I did with the light switch. This is the only glitch I had in the molding, is that this had to come right on top of the light switch. So I just framed it out to make it look a little more intentional. That's why I'm not ready to paint. There were a lot of extras to do, and there was this big hole where we took the TV out. There was an outlet here. We didn't cover up the outlet. There was no electricity in there. We did have a hole we had to patch. So once that's dry, then we'll be ready to paint. I have to show you this handsome fella that I found on Marketplace. I think he will be perfect for this room. And it's in really good condition. Maybe just a little buttering up of the drawers to make them glide a little smoother, but I think it'll be perfect. These are the nightstands that I have. I had this one, I got it at Home Goods about a year ago. Of course, they only had one, and I scoured the city looking for a second one and couldn't find it. And then just recently, I did find the exact same one in not so much a matching color. So we have to figure out how to make these the same color and coordinate with this guy. So that will be an upcoming project for us. Stay tuned for that one. I have a couple of ideas for the door pulls for these closet doors. I originally thought I wanted to find a nice big ornate brass knob to replace these, but the ones I found came with a nice ornate price tag to go with them. So I'm going to nix that idea and just go with either the wooden knobs, where I would keep them the same color as the walls, so they just kind of blend in, or I found these brass pulls that would go more like this and pull the door open. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Knobs or brass pulls? Thank you for joining me for part 1.5 of this romantic and moody bedroom makeover. Please join me next time for part 2, where I actually do paint the walls. All we have to do is wait for those patches to dry and get those sanded, clean down the walls, and then we'll be ready to paint. I think we can accomplish that for the next episode. And we'll also start tackling those nightstands to get them to look like they belong together. So we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.